Skepticism of artificial dyes in our food is not new, but new rules, calls from the federal government, and promises from food product companies have ignited a new shift towards natural alternatives. For American consumers already facing high grocery bills, the transition might wind up costing us more. Companies like Kraft, Walmart, and General Mills have already made promises pledging to remove artificial dyes from their food products.
I think those large companies want to keep their customer happy, and they think that this move is going to do that.
Melissa Wright is a food safety specialist at Virginia Tech. She says replacing artificial dyes is not as simple as it sounds. Natural colors are less stable and more expensive to produce.
But also, I think they have to be aware that the customer is going to be unhappy when their product changes.
A lesson General Mills, the maker of Trix cereal, learned in 2015. After removing artificial dyes, consumer pushback resulted in the company adding the synthetic colors back 2 years later.
For the vast majority of people, there are no real concerns for many of these food dyes.
But Michigan State's Jamie Allen says there are legitimate concerns about some artificial dyes. Some studies suggest they may cause hyperactivity in certain children. But there's a lot we don't know when it comes to the additives' health impacts.
One of the things we're unsure of is how much of that is due to the food dye versus a preservative like sodium benzoate. And then, of course, many of these foods that are brightly colored also have a lot of sugar.
The transition comes with challenges. Larger companies have the resources to make the switch.
They have enough money to buy these really limited quantities of natural ingredients.
Smaller producers struggle with limited supply and higher costs.
And so the smaller producers are going to have to push a lot more of that price onto their customer.
Chocolate Chop Ice Cream in Madison, Wisconsin has already shifted the majority of their colors to natural alternatives. CEO David Dedman says it could add up to 10 cents to each cone.
To move to natural, that's just going to be the cost. And, I have kids, it's definitely worth it.
Both Wright and Allen agree the timeline for companies to fully transition by the end of 2026 is ambitious, particularly when it comes to the supply chain. You don't need to panic clean your pantries, though. Experts tell us looking at the role dyes play in our overall health is important, but in areas with food deserts or restricted access to fresh foods, nutrient-dense foods and stocking pantries should be the priority. Holly Furfer, Scripps News Group.